on CCL. I would say there's sort of a gap fill here, natural number at 20. What would you use as a stop? I would use 1740, so about $1 from here. Well, it's certainly interesting. We'll see how it goes up today. Peter's Microsoft trade is inching up here. Looks like it's going to break out. You still have some long, Peter?
Yep.
It's trying. It is trying. So Roku was my regret.
Oh, the Roku trade from this morning, huh?
Yeah. My regret of missing out trade. I called it, or at least I mentioned it as it was trading down significantly at the open, but had an upgrade, a pretty strong upgrade from some group, and of course it came. I never put it on my watch list, and it came ripping higher.
Yeah, John was looking at Roku too, but I think he was messing around with Facebook and something else during that time. But I think we had a few members that caught that one.
That was a really nice trade on that, no question. Well, took a little bit of a long there on Nikola. Got some couple of dimes out of it.
Nice.
Microsoft isn't cooperating with you, Peter.
You are correct. It is not. I got a couple partials out of that, so not so bad so far, but
hit Friday's high or low as a resistance, and sold
so it's
off.
interesting. I mean, some of the stocks that I'm looking at that are up are definitely curious. We've got Penn Gaming, which is up. What's our Donkey Kong is green on the day. And Nikola obviously up on some big news with GM. But another one here, two stocks that are up that are kind of interesting are Uber and Lyft. Both of them up, and not just a little, they're up like 4%. Of course, Delta, DAL is up, I should say. UAL is not.
UAL.
Not having a good day. CCL is, as we've been talking about, is just red, which is pretty saying it's a good thing considering where we are on the day. So Microsoft did a little dipsy doodle there. Did it stop you out, Peter?
No, came close.
Good. Yeah, I know. It just really did a little bit of a sink job on you.
Yeah, my entry's 204.08, so it came within 10 cents, but I did survive.
You survived. Is that Whitney Houston? I will survive.
No, that's older than that. That's
okay.
That's Pointer Sisters.
Me, I don't know.
Gloria Gaynor.
Thank
you. Gloria Gaynor. There we go. Oh, and John was on that one too. There you go. Little trivia. as we go into the close.
Gloria
So the
Gaynor.
markets are. I've got my bear claws behind me because the markets are getting mauled by the bear here today.
That is for sure.
Again, I just left those up from Friday, by the way, because it's
That
still the
was
same stuff.
coming in this morning and looking at the daily candle on a lot of the stocks on Friday. It looked like there was a big, huge sell-off, and then everything just bounced back to almost where it opened.
Yeah, Friday was a real comeback day. It sold off, opened up, sold off, and then then eventually everything just kind of came ripping back. We did go positive on the day for a little while. I think the Dow actually got green, but then right into the close we had a pretty significant, I think, imbalance of sell orders, which drove the market down right at the end of the day there. I don't know what the imbalance is today. Usually the Benzingham guy has something to say about that.
Oh, speaking of which, I wasn't listening to him. Oh well, too late now. He's
Okay.
dead to me.
No, we've had him turned off.
What's Snowflake? Sees IPO. So we've got a. Oh, so what is Snowflake? What do they do? I can't remember.
I saw that IPO forthcoming.
Yeah.
Do they make
is
snow?
it a cloud? No, I think it's a cloud stock. I think it's cloudy. Cloudy with rainy periods.
Snowflake. I don't see it here. Hold on a sec. Where did I see that?
Oh, millennials from Vancouver. Yeah, someone was asking me if we're getting smoke from Seattle, and I was saying no, but it just blew in a little while ago.
Yeah.
We are getting
The whole West
some
Coast is on fire, it seems like.
Apparently, yeah. Well, how's things down where you are?
It's pretty smoky.
Mike?
I didn't even. I chose not to go run today. It's the air quality is not
not great.
the best for going out there and huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that is really having some struggling here, and it just continues, is energy. Energy is just the dog's breakfast, as we like to say in the room.
That took a while to find here. We believe in a data-connected world where organizations have seamless blah, blah, blah. Pioneering data cloud, an ecosystem where Snowflake customers... So it's a cloud.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I thought it was a cloud thing. Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Well, I'm just really puzzled by this this VIX price action today. How much it has sold off. It almost makes you think that we're going to get an update tomorrow.
Yeah, it just keeps on selling, doesn't it? It's one of those. So earnings, as we have a pause, earnings after hours today. Lululemon and Work seems to be our favorites that are up there. Work's at 410 today. Lululemon at 405.
Lulu. Now that had some interesting price action Friday. There was a analyst that sort of in its essence downgraded the stock, but then they upped their price target, which was kind of a bizarre thing, up from where it is now. So they raised their price target, but downgraded the stock from I think it was from a buy to a hold. So I think they were just acknowledging that the price of the stock is probably fully priced where it is now. So
That's weird.
yeah.
I am short AMD, trading my favorites here into the close since I got stopped out of Microsoft. I went short here at 49.50. I'm still very close to that entry price, so it's a little sketchy. I'd like to move a little farther away here. Sorry, 49,
Yeah.
79.
79.
79.50. I'm still not used to AMD being an $80 stock here.
Yeah.
What do we got? 17 minutes left. All right, so 17 minutes here. I'll take a little bit off here, just a small partial. Cover my commissions. There we go. Watch the rest.
Right.
Stop is now break even.
Yeah, Tom,
going back up.
you are correct. I can jog in any conditions, but now I get the option of whether I want to jog in terrible weather or not. So
SPY is looking like it's going to make a higher low here on this pullback. Yeah, the 9 moving average on the 5 minute is starting to turn up here.
5 minute. Well, that AMD trade seems to be working for you, Peter. Heading down to the 50.
Nice little double top there, but it was a little tight for you.
There we go. Here we go. I'm going to take a partial here. 30 cents. That's good. Only had a 10-cent risk on it, so that makes it a good return trade. Oh, yeah. Take some more off if it gets to 79 or below.
Oh, everything seems to be going kind of sideways this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Yeah, SPY is just hanging around this Friday low at this point. We've got 15 minutes into the close.
Taking another partial here.
The VIX is still putting in an outside day on the daily.
Tesla's selling off. It's down at the low of the day now.
Ooh, this is low of the day. 335 was an area I kind of looked at as being an area that really was an area that was looking like it would be pretty solid support. Uber and Lyft still hanging in there. Green on the day, although Lyft selling off a bit here.
Uber.
Beyond the Meat is looking good. Someone who else? Somebody mentioned Disney. Disney was something that early in the day. I think it was Alyssa.
Yeah, Disney's green on the day.
Yeah. See, it's all these reopening trades. 6 is up on the day. I think people are getting excited. Things are looking good for the reopening.
It's a little late for Six Flags to be reopening. They've lost their season, isn't it?
Well, they're in California. They're not.
Yeah. Six Flags in California stays open pretty much year round.
Yeah,
They do a thing
I would
for
think
I mean, they're all
Halloween
scale
and
back a bit.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. I assume that they're all over the U.S. because I know I went to one in Connecticut somewhere.
Yeah. I did not quite get my yearly memberships worth this year out of Six Flags. Probably could have bypassed on purchasing a year membership this year.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I'm taking, on any pullback, I'm going to take a partial here. Otherwise, I'm going to let this run on AMD. This is awesome. Almost
Market's
$1
selling
now.
off too.
Yeah, market's selling a little bit.
Okay, I'm taking that partial here. I was 80-cent partial on a 10-cent risk. That's good.
Yeah, that was a very good trade.
That one partial paid for my trade, let alone the other one, so that's good. No, Fordo, it was not a mountain pass. I don't know what my trades into the close are. I can't describe the pattern really. It's just if it looks strong or weak, I'll take it long or short. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, to be honest. But they seem to keep working, so I just keep doing them.
Yeah.
Like they're all
Might as well.
momentum-based. Maybe this is how Andrew feels. Can't really describe what you're doing. It looked like it was going short. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe on the open, I just need to convince myself it's 3 o'clock. I need to stay up all night and trade the open. That'd be great.
Yeah. That might work for you.
What could possibly go wrong with that?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What could possibly
Sounds
go
flawed,
wrong?
right?
Nothing.
Here, hold my beer.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Tesla's still sinking. Well, it's interesting. Just interesting price action today.
Kaiser, I've been trading the open as long as I've been trading the close, and I still can't trade the open very well. But the close seems to be golden for me. I don't quite get it, but
Yeah,
Trade
Peter,
what you're
I gotta
good at,
start
not what you like, Peter. Trade what you're good at.
yeah.
I gotta start following Peter in his trades. And the close here.
That'll be like the death knell. Then they'll all stop working as soon as I know. There'll be all that pressure of people following me. Right?
Pressure. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
you'll
why
be
the
in trouble.
close work. There's no pressure to hit any number by this time in the day. Like I'm either really green or I'm really red, and either way, it doesn't matter. I'm just taking a few extra trades. Maybe that I need to try and figure out how to capture that mental attitude at the open.
Just letting it roll.
Let it roll. So as we get
Brian,
about
it
10...
could be partially. Oh, sorry. Let me answer Brian here. I just said, Brian, it could partially be that I've seen how the stock has been acting through the day. I think more it's my level of relaxation, though. I think I'm just less tense into the close, so I take trades a little more freely. Andrews seems to be able to do that. He can wake up and 5 minutes later he's happily, I'm long 80,000 shares of Tesla.
Yeah.
But not by much. So I can't seem to do that on the open, but it's a little easier for me on the close. But we have some announcements.
Oh, yes. So we got two. First, we'll start with the trade. Should we go with the trade of the day or the trade of the week to start with? A or B?
Well, I think we should go with last week's trade of the week.
All right. So for their last week's trade of the week, We
I didn't
have
have
Johnny
didn't have music for you.
off of DocU. So that was Friday's trade. And Peter, I know you probably described this one on Friday.
I didn't do a trade of the.
Oh.
I didn't do it.
Oh, so for everybody, this was the trade of the day on Friday. It did get tweeted out. I tweeted it out, but it did end up winning the trade of the week. It was by Johnny. That's his Twitter name. I'll only use that here. So it was a DocuSign. Took a 5-minute orb, had a small hotkey error, didn't let that fluster him, got back into the trade, and then sold off at some nice significant levels where he saw resort that he identified at, and then got out near, not even close to the break-even point, but got out once he realized that the stock probably was not going up anymore. So he had his profit made for the day, called it a day, enjoyed the Friday and the long weekend. So excellent trade by Johnny. That was our trade of the week winner. So that is step one. For you, Johnny, if you're out there, you know you have 3 other elements that I'll send you an email on today that you need to fill out to be eligible for the iPhone, to receive your iPhone, actually. And then
Well done, Johnny.
today's trade of the day goes to, I apologize if I butcher your name, but it's Lily, I believe, is how you pronounce it. And she took a trade on Piton. What I really like about this, she did a good description in her Twitter post, is that she missed the Piton breakout where it took off, but didn't let the FOMO get to her, waited patiently for the pullback, and went in with an ABCD pattern, and then took partials on the way up as the price action moved in her direction. And although she didn't get the full move, she was able to capitalize on the move that was still available to her. So very good learning point for everybody out there. Don't give in to FOMO. You'll always find another opportunity, maybe not with the same strategy, but there's another strategy that you might be able to get in on a trade. So excellent job.
Great trade. Nice trade.
Yes, nice and clean all the way through. And then with that being said, member trade of the week shall be entered in the giveaway for a weekly iPhone. It's to help learning in the community as well as producing a solid trade book and replay for our community as well, so that we can learn from each other. If you want to be considered for it, mark up your trade of the day, post your best trade on Twitter, tag at BearBullTraders, at MikeB_BBT, at NormBBT. Use the hashtag BBTFamily, hashtag Daytrading, hashtag Stock Market. Winner will be announced on Monday, closing bell show for the trade of the week, and the winner for the trade of the day will be announced as well every day on the closing show. And then if you are selected, you will have to produce a trade book, a recap of your play, and produce a photo of your trading station. It doesn't have to be super fancy, high tech, or speed. It works perfectly acceptable to have just a computer and a book on it, because that's really all you need to trade. And then this evening or this afternoon, about an hour after the market closes at 5 p.m. Eastern, Credo will be joining us talking about how to do self-assessment and build yourself up from the inside to get over your insecurities so that you can be a more profitable trader. Then next week, we're going to have a town hall with Dr. Katz talking about the best and worst trading moments from 2 of our traders that are in the community. So we'll have David from Connecticut joining us, and we'll also have Megan, who will be sharing their trading journey, some of the hardest things they had to encounter, and some of the things that they are still encountering with their trading. So that should be fun. It's a little different format that we did, but all 4 of us will be on Zoom. You'll be able to see us and interact.
Awesome.
And then we have Peter.
And then there's...
So don't forget that today we are starting the week on a Tuesday, essentially, with the long weekend. So tomorrow night we have our Success Webinar series that continues with yours truly presenting how to trade IPOs. We've talked about IPOs for a while. This is a slow week for IPOs, which it usually is as we start sort of the September in earnest after Labor Day. Not a lot of IPOs get released, but it's a good time to understand how to trade them because there are some big ones forthcoming. So we'll go over what is an IPO, how does it function, and some recommended trading strategies you can employ to trade them. Next week, well, it's not listed here because we were just figuring it out earlier today. You're not going to get away from me that easily. I will be back to do a redux version, a retread, if you will, of the lightning bolt strategy. It was a strategy that actually worked well today. If you're watching it, a couple of members are talking about how they saw a few of them. I saw a couple myself, not a huge number, but they are always out there. But we'll talk about the lightning bolt strategy, how it works, how you can employ it, and hopefully that'll provide value. I know a lot of people are talking about it, so I'm looking forward to being able to redo that. So that's our next 2 weeks of Success Webinars. Again, they're always Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock unless otherwise posted, but these next two will be at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, starting tomorrow. And then, because that sounds so exciting, I imagine you're chomping at the bit to join us if you haven't already. So if you'd like to join the room, seriously, we do have a lot of stuff that goes on. It's a great room to be a part of, not only for the trading, but frankly, it entertains me every day, all day, with people in the room and their great personalities and the way everybody helps each other. So if you want to experience it for yourself and you're on YouTube right now, one, give us a like in YouTube. We would appreciate that. But two, why don't you try joining us for a week using the code PREMARKET24. It gives you a $24 trial for 1 full week of trading. You can use that at any time, and we'd love to see you in the room. And we're convinced that we offer that trial because we're convinced after you do that, you will want to be joining for a lifetime membership. And if and when you do, you can join with a discounted code of LABOR35. Now, I think that's only going to be in effect probably for this week, so act quickly. It's a 35% off the one-time membership cost. And right now we are still offering our lifetime membership. We've talked about restructuring that where they may disappear. So if you're thinking about it, now's the best deal you could get. 35% off a one-time membership. Once you've paid, everything is included. You'll never have to pay BBT again, and you can take advantage of all of our learning and the chat every single trading day. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Oh my goodness. And there's the bell. There is the bell. Oh, crap. And there is the bell. And I better get out of the rest of AMD. Fortunately, the price hasn't moved. Look at this. The bid and ask is the same. Let's see if I get filled there.
AMD usually has some decent price action afterwards.
Not getting filled. What is going on? Come on. There we go. Woo. Hey. That's weird. Okay, I'll take it though. I got filled at 78.69, which was not at the bid or ask, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take it. Excellent. All right. 2 good trades in the last hour. AMD actually ended up being a better trade than Microsoft, which I thought it was going to be the other way around. But you never know. Thanks, Art.
Nice.
What a weird day.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a weird day. Man, did VIX, I'm still, I don't know what to say, how the VIX traded, given the market sell-off today. Just very strange. And it went out near low of the day, too, on the VIX.
Yep.
Based on this, I am predicting a monster bounce tomorrow.
There is the prediction.
Monster bounce. Okay.
A big bounce.
The prediction has been made.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So we've got, guys, you're going to have to help me here in the room. We've got 2 predictions to track tomorrow. Brian says a monster bounce. On the other side of the coin, well, I'm not sure actually. we had a prediction from the Magic 8 Ball when I asked it whether the SPY would stay under the close, which has now been set. So what is the close today? The SPY closed at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock exactly. The close was 333.87. So the prediction was, actually, guys, I don't even know what the prediction was. I asked if it would stay underneath that close all day, and the answer was outlook. What was the response?
Outlook not so good. I think
Yeah,
that
something
was
like
it.
that. Which I don't
Cloudy.
know. I in that context, I'm not sure what it means. It means it could spike over it at some point. It means it could stay over it. Anyway,
Maybe a little
I
cloudy with
guess no matter what
snowflakes.
happens, the Magic 8 Ball is probably going to be right. Like a good oracle, you can never interpret it.
So waiting on Lululemon and work.
Lululemon. Right. Let's look at
Yeah,
Lulu.
yeah. Interesting.
Brian's favorite. Are you wearing any Lulu right now, Brian?
Actually, no, I am not. I
Oh.
should go and put some Lulu on. To cheer
Think of how
me.
comfortable you'll be.
Yeah, how comfortable I could be. Yeah, Apple really bit of a pullback here today.
Thanks, John, for that.
Did not
Flash,
get down
Lululemon.
to prior low.
Yeah,
Kind of.
a lot. GameStop. GameStop is after the close tomorrow. That might be interesting.
Yeah.
GameStop is interesting. I heard that the GameStop has more than a. I'm gonna have to check this now that I mention it because I heard it on a podcast that it has over 100% short interest. So in other words, more than 100% of the shares are shorted, which I don't know how that's possible.
We've seen that before, Brian, and we never figured out if it's a reporting timing error or not.
It's got to be a
Right
timing
now,
error.
I see the short float at, where the heck is it here? Why is it not on
So
this?
Finvista doesn't give you. It just says the
It doesn't
shares
have
outstanding.
one.
Yeah, 48 million.
Hold on.
But it's got to be a reporting thing because naked shorting, which is essentially shorting, when a broker shorts a stock for you without actually having shares to borrow and lend to you to sell. That's supposed to be illegal.
I mean, in theory, it could happen, right? Because market makers do have the right to naked short stocks. Now, generally, they wouldn't unless there's some exceptional activity happening in the market, and they would, I would assume, work to correct that pretty quickly. But because that's a risk for, if you're a market maker, that's a huge risk for you too. So let's see if I can
So Lululemon is popping.
Yep. I have not heard anything come out yet on the squawk. Oh wait,
No,
might need to turn it on in order to hear it. That might be
you because they actually are talking about it. So earnings per share 74 cent, beat the 55 cent estimate. Sales 903 million, which was a beat. 842 was the estimate. So Lulu beating both on top and bottom line. Now, whether that's good enough for the street.
CASY, Casey's reporting $3.24. The estimate was $1.97 for CASY.
Just trying to check trade ideas for you for that
shares of
float on
Lululemon now
GameStop.
reversing and hitting 345 at the low.
Trade ideas is acting
Lima
weird,
uniform.
Though. Hold on a sec.
Well, let's see here. SPY is continuing to kind of hang around lows of the day here.
Yep.
and the IWM, which is, you know, in my mind is the index that's really been struggling. Did not have a good day, although the Qs were down a lot more.
Yeah, as Andrew well knows, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? Trade Ideas is having a moment.
Mm.
Need some personal time.
It does that every
Let me
now and
see if
again, I've found.
Let me see if I can get mine to work here. Oh,
Yeah,
crap.
I couldn't find a short float in DAS, and FinViz doesn't have one either. So that's why I thought I'd go to Trade Ideas, but now it's
Well, now, yeah, so I've got Trade Ideas up. It's got a float of 48.5 million, which is consistent with FinViz. And
yeah.
it's got a short float of 114.8%.
Okay.
So there you
Odd.
go. Well, if you look at the daily on GME,
Mm-hmm.
it's really popped up here. We had a big run over the last week from just over 5 to popped up over 8. So could be a pretty significant squeeze there.
Yeah, Lulu is moving down here. Work is also moving lower.
Yes, I have not heard work supposed to report here in about a minute 15 seconds. I've not seen anything. Well,
Sea change reported. Casey's.
Lululemon says inventories at the end of Q2 rose 36% to 672.8 million versus
Lulu had
494.3
good
million
numbers. I don't know why it's selling
year
off.
over year. That's
Talking about
LU. Shares now at 344.80, down $5 after initially
So
spiking
it was a
higher
good quarter, but
on
not good
Lululemon.
enough.
Apparently, that's the way things seem to be working at this point.
Yeah, that
Good,
happens.
but not good enough.
PHR, Frieza.
Yeah. Well, when the
Frisia
expectations get too
reporting
high, that's
35
also
million. The
problematic
estimate
in
was
the market, right?
31.6
Because
million.
and that's when
Papa Hotel Romeo,
earnings gets
PHR.
especially challenging to trade, where you could say like, hey, I hear that, or I hear that this company is going to have a great quarter. The problem is if you're hearing that company is going to have a great quarter, other people have presumably heard it before you, and the thing could actually already have that baked in. And the expectations get too high, it gets overbaked. And then as soon as the numbers come out, it goes, oh, well, that's not as big of a beat as I expected. And you're like, what's going on? It beat.
SCAC reporting a loss of 14 cents. San Diego Alpha
That's why,
Charlie.
as Brian wisely says, don't hold through earnings. Wait, see what happens.
Actually,
the estimate was a loss of 13 cents, so that's a penny wider than expected for Sea Chains International, SCAC.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna call it a day here. It was a decent open, trading AMAT and mRNA. So
spread on Lulu
COUP Cooper Software reporting 21 cents. The estimate was 8 cents for COUP.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So we'll see everyone in the morning.
Later, Brian.
Wednesday. It's already midweek. So
LYFT Lift
we'll talk
says
to
in the
later.
first 2 months of Q3, rides on Lyft's rideshare platform were down 53.6%. Rideshare rides in the month of August increased 7.3% versus July.
I have not. Have you heard
Says
anything
expects
or
lower
seen
driver
anything
incentive
on,
spend will result in a more favorable relationship between
or
revenue
on work?
and rideshare rides in Q3 than previously expected. That's LYFT.
Sit around here
Shares
a little
of
bit.
Lyft getting a little pop here. 30.53 up 43 cents for LYFT Lyft.
So
you think of any company, work should be sticking to a schedule. I mean, they're working.
Yeah, I know. It is not cooperating today. Should be good though. I'm looking forward to this afternoon psychology session with Kreda. I think she's going to have some good insights on how to evaluate yourself.
Well, and that's coming up very soon too, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll have it here in about 45 minutes. So
Stand
that
in
way.
mind, everybody.
Yeah, there is some slack in that work.
There's some slack. But
VR
pun completely
Room
intended.
sees Q2 2020 total revenue of $290 to $310 million. That's Victor Romeo Michael.
I'll give it probably another couple minutes.
Estimate sees a loss of 40 to 36 cents. That's versus the 36-cent loss estimate for VRM Room, Victor Romeo Michael.
Yeah, I ended up trading a lot of things today. Doesn't look like so many more up there compared to here. Six. All right. Peloton.
TXG 10X Genomics files for offering of up to 3.5 million shares of Class A common
actually
stock.
red on the day on AMD.
Tango X-Ray Golf.
Despite that nice trade.
Even with that last trade?
Yeah, I was trying to get the reversal and I got overexcited. I went in too early, so.
On Room VRM, that guidance was raised from the company, raising their guidance. Victor Romeo Michael.
I tried it twice and lost twice.
DRIO, Dario Health, says selling shareholders may offer up to 3.83 million shares
so you get
of
for
common stock.
Adjusting your size, right? Because I usually trade a smaller size into the close, so it didn't make up for the earlier losses. But we've got greenery elsewhere here. AAL is nice. That's green.
Yes.
CCL. See, I like the CCL trade. That was a good one.
WRK Slack reporting
there we go.
0 earnings. The estimate was a loss of 3 cents for Whiskey Oscar Romeo Kilo.
0
Again, Slack
earnings.
Reporting 0 earnings versus a loss of 3 cents. That was expected.
0.
Revenue of $215.9 million is a beat for WRK Slack. Shares of Slack selling off here now, $27 the low. Slack sees Q3 non-GAAP loss of 5 to 6 cents. Full year non-GAAP loss of 13 to 14 cents. Q3 revenue of 222 to 225 million. Full year revenue of 870 to 876 million. That's WRK. Shares now 26.32 the low on Slack. Shares dropping here down about $3, more than $3 now after that earnings miss or earnings beat rather, coming in ahead for the flat earnings versus a loss expected. But shares dropping here on WRK.
He's definitely going on with a paragraph with that talk. So Slack 0 0 for earnings per share. They beat their estimate by, it looks like, 6 million. Their Q3 adjusted looks like it's staying in line, pretty much right in line with what they were estimating. So pretty much exactly what analysts were expecting, or not by the looks of it, as it continues to sell off.
Shares of Slack now at 25.34, continuing to drop here.
So, all right. With that, we will say goodbye to our friends out on YouTube. Thank you for
Later, YouTubers.